Ask yourself the question, what is my original face before my parents were born? And allow this question to take you to this placeless place, this faceless face. This placeless place where you are simply aware, where you are simply being awareness. If you occasionally feel as if you were something or other, or as if you were somebody or other, just drop the something or the somebody and be I am. And then gently drop the sacred pointer whose name is I am and fall into the silence at the heart of being. Do not feel that you have to concentrate on yourself in order to abide as yourself. Drop the concentrator, the one holding on, the disciplined one, the meditator. You are not the meditator. And awareness is not an object to be meditated on. Simply be silent. Simply being silence you fall more and more deeply into the plenitude of silence. Notice in a direct path approach that we are not explicitly engaged, for example, in pranayama, that is in breath work or breath control. And yet, the breath is natural, smooth, deep. The breath is as if it were in sleep. Taking your stand as awareness, open to the experience of breathing. Feel that breathing is taking place within the vast emptiness of your very being. In the following exploration of the body, I will be commonly alluding to or calling out names like nose and eyes and head and so on. Do not take any of these terms literally. They are cues, or again, pointers. Once you have heard them, slowly allow the names to dissolve and the direct experience that's present. Go to your nose and select a nostril that is more open when it's compared with the other nostril. Typically, you'll find that air passes more readily through one than it does through the other. Select the more open one for now and set the other one off to the side. Focus your attention on the one you've selected and be very interested in the sensitivity and sensateness that is in the velvety or feather-like sensations. Hold your attention on this opening while vividly experiencing the velvety and feathery experience of sensing. Feel that breathing like so is a great luxury, that it is sweet and rich and full, almost intoxicating. It's as if you could get drunk in a good sense on every single velvety breath. With each velvety and scintillating breath, allow whatever tension seems to be contained inside this nostril to gently fall away. This means that any gripping and the surrounding areas slowly ungrip as the breath becomes softer and softer and gentler. And now reintroduce the nostril that has been set off to the side so far, and feel that breathing is now coming through both nostrils. And it is doing so very sweetly, very gently, indeed very subtly. And the surrounding tensions are slowly washing themselves away. Let the inquiry unfold thus. Is it really true that there are two nostrils in direct experience? Or is it rather the case that there's simply breathing passing in and out of this mysterious aperture. And in fact, without the use of thought or memory, do you actually know that there is a nose? And do you actually know that there is an inward moving action followed by an outward moving action? Without the concepts of nose, outside, and inside, don't you simply have this velvety sensing, effervescing that's appearing who knows where? That is, are you absolutely certain that there is an in followed by an out? Or might it be the case that there's simply this velvety sensitivity that's buoyantly appearing or floating within the vast openness of aware presence? Furthermore, are you really sure that there's a you, an individuated you that is breathing or doing the breathing? Does direct experience reveal this? Turn now to the experience of the mouth. Notice, for example, that the lower jaw tends to be tight and gripping. If that is so, then simply invite the lower jaw to gently release its weight to the ground. It might not feel as if the jaw is moving, and yet energetically, it may be so. Notice your lower lips. Are they in any way pursed, pulling, or holding on? And so just invite them to relax, to grow mildly heavy. The upper lips may be slightly pulled in or pursed. And they let go of all of their gripping, discharging all of their clutching. And then we turn to the tongue. It's fine if the tip of the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. That's one legitimate place where it can be put, but if it is, only gently caressing the roof of the mouth. And is the rest of the tongue really lying flat and spread out and limp? And now we begin to explore all the resistance that may have built up in the mouth over many years. Visualize a small energy ball, perhaps one that is the size of a golf ball or a touch smaller. To begin with, simply allow the energy ball to explore the inside of the mouth. In an improvisational way. Note that whatever it is that the energy ball passes over or through is being invited to release tension, to cease holding on or holding out. Begin that improvisational exploration. Now place the energy ball in the middle of the mouth and slowly allow it to expand in all directions until it takes over the entire mouth and then let it start to expand a little bit beyond the confines of the mouth. Take your time here. And just as we realized that what we ordinarily term the nose is only sensitivity, so we see that what we ordinarily take to be the mouth, the teeth, the lower jaw, the tongue are all only pure sensitivity as well. We don't directly experience a mouth in which experiencing is taking place. We just experience sensing. Feel what relaxed, vibrating sensing is like. And now open to the left ear. And perhaps begin to feel that all that you are hearing is passing into the left ear. The moment you know nothing of a right ear. All hearing is pulled in the direction of the left ear. Visualize and allow your attention to make its way through the left ear canal. And as it moves through the ear canal, it has an expansive quality. As you travel inside the head, as you burrow, you also expand and open. Your experience somehow is becoming richer and richer. Perhaps more and more powerful. until you start to feel that you no longer need to burrow and expand, but instead notice that hearing is somehow occurring vastly on the left side. It's as if this broad left side that includes the head, but that also goes beyond the left side of the head, is filled with reverberating or resonant hearing. Natural yet also glorious hearing. Now come to the right ear and slowly switch so that it feels as if only the right ear is hearing. All sounds are funneled into the right ear alone. And then you begin to explore the architecture inside of the right ear. You travel with great curiosity down the ear canal, and you find that it opens and expands as you go inward. A whole world, as it were, of hearing is opening up on the right side. It's no longer the case that the ear is hearing, it's like the right side of the head and well beyond it are all somehow involved in this sensitive and perhaps boundless act of hearing. But then through some kind of miracle itself unexamined, there is a merging of hearing on the left and the right sides, so that it feels as if the whole head or the whole body or the entire environment is itself involved in hearing. You don't feel that somebody is hearing, and you don't feel that hearing is so localized. Hearing is miraculously happening, and it's stunning in its vibratoriness, its vibrancy. It's stereoscopicness. Is it even remotely possible that there are ears or a head or any such system or apparatus involved in pure, simple, open hearing? Or isn't it really clear that pure, simple, open hearing is appearing within aware presence, within an unnamed you? Go to the left eye socket and notice that when that cue is given, there may be an extra clutch, an extra grasp. Simply allow the left eye socket to relax. It's as if there were a number of ropes attached to the eye from the eye socket, and it's as if all those ropes were loosened or even cut. And it's as if the eye inside were to turn into this wondrous jelly, and it would cease to be a thing, and it would become this amorphous burst of energy. Feel that the eye socket and the eye aren't really two things, but instead are relaxed, vibrating, effervescing. There may, in fact, be fight or resistance in the face of these proposals, particularly in the case of the eye. If that's so, simply meet the resistance with love and invite the eye socket and the eye to surrender. Come to the right eye socket and slowly loosen all these ropes or cords and appear to be holding the eye itself in a state of vigilance and alertness. And then let the eye, the right one, hover and rest. Let it be gelatinous and stirring with energy. And let there be a fusion. After all, you don't find eye sockets or eyes. You simply find sensitivity. By fusion, I mean let both eye sockets and both eyes merge, thereby becoming one experience. Since there is, in fact, neither a face nor a head in direct experience, slowly feel that this is all one sensation. That is, there isn't a nose, then a mouth, then ears and eyes, and a forehead and a crown of the head. Slowly allow the entire experience to be one sensation, where once there seemed to be the concepts of face and head. And all you feel is this extraordinary aliveness, this almost unbearable, in a good sense, power. Now visualize the space in front of the head, in front of the face. Perhaps you visualize it a few feet out in front. Then slowly feel that the sensations we ordinarily speak of in terms of the sensations of the face are expanding forward approximately 2 feet. Feel the sensations, drop all the names or labels, and feel sensation expand forward. If there is any resistance, greet it. If the energy feels too strong, you can gently expand less forcefully. And if there are any involuntary movements, you can just dial down the expansion. Now visualize the space behind the back of the head. This may be approximately 2 feet behind. Then slowly expand the sensation backward, approximately 2 feet. If going backward seems to be harder, then allow a temporary superimposition. Allow there to be gentle, open, inviting, lugubrious space behind. Don't visualize it as earth or solidness. Visualize the area behind as being just as lugubrious, just as soft, just as receptive, velvety, or honey-like as the space in front. Once that visualization has done the trick, then drop it and perform the expansion 2 feet behind. Should you meet with any resistance, just as it were, bow to the resistance. See whether it's possible after that to continue the expansion. If it isn't, that is just fine. Be with the resistance. Now visualize the space 2 feet to the left of the head, left of the side of the head. And then feel the expansion of the side of the head into this surrounding space. Now visualize the area to the right of the side of the head, the other side. Then expand the sensation to the right about 2 feet. Next, visualize the area below the head, but in this case, allow it to be airiness. Now, feel that the bottom of the sensation of the head is slowly expanding 2 feet downward. Come finally to the crown of the head. Visualize the area 2 feet above it. Feel that that area above the crown of the head is open, inviting, and airy. And expand the sensation skyward. Then momentarily stop all expanding and feel in your direct experience that you have no head, that perhaps there never was a head given in direct experience. There is no head, there's only rippling sensitivity. A appearing to and in aware being. Now take the total body sensation and drop the labels total, since there are no parts, as well as body, since that's just a pointer. And this time expand, sensing simultaneously in all directions. There's no need to superimpose the concept of dense, impenetrable earth on this expansion, particularly on the downward moving part. Simply allow the entire space into which sensing is expanding to be free, open, light, inviting, sweet, and without any resistance. You might expand the size of the room, filling up the entire space of the room. Before that concept, before long, no longer makes sense. And the expansion goes beyond and beyond and beyond. Any concept that appears, like size of the city, size of the country, size of the earth, extent of the universe, dissolves as the expansion continues simultaneously in all directions. Stop the expansion and feel what experiencing is like. Provisionally speaking, let the space surrounding the expanded sensation be called love. And let it be possible for love to move in and through this life expanded sensation in the following way. On the inhalation, love pours into the sensation, entering through the front, whereupon it fills up the sensation within. Before, on the exhalation, love pours out of the back of the sensation where it meets once more itself, at which point love, as it were, turns around and on the following inhalation pours through the back, filling up the inside of the sensation with love before it pours through the front of the sensation on the last exhalation and re-enters the surrounding space. So continue this syncopated breathing, loving technique on your own. Notice that love is mingling with the sensation. Whatever it is that is solid, dense, me-like, is being penetrated by love. And whatever silt seems to be contained within the sensation is being pulled out into the surrounding love by love. And therefore, slowly it comes to seem as if these two experiences, love and sensing, are losing their apparent differences. The entire meditation is fullness begetting fullness, fullness filling fullness. Each breath is achingly full, and breath, sensation, and love are one.